All right, here it is. Another hard Homesteady video. No, today's gonna be a happy one. Well, it's gonna be bittersweet.
Bittersweet. This will be the last video that Ladybug will be in.
Because as some of you may have guessed what our big announcement is if you've been following the show long enough, you know we have been shopping around for a cow, we've been looking at cows, we've been thinking about getting cows. So my wife finally made the decision. She picked a dairy cow. We got a beautiful Jersey cow. Her name is Ladybug.
You bring a beginning. You spark a heart that's gone to line. And you jump the spine.
This is Ladybug. She's our Jersey. She's a cow that we have for milk. She's pregnant right now. She's due to calf in November. If she has a bull calf, we'll use that bull calf for meat. If she has a heifer, then we'll have another milk cow that we can either keep for our own family or sell to another homesteader.
I have waited for you. I have waited so long. Oh.
Very well trained.
And you break the bite. You blind like the lights on a brighter sun to run the sky. Always on my side.
So this is her second calf she's had. So we are not the ones who trained her to milk. She hasn't kicked at all. That comes from, I'm guessing, good training. Last time she freshened, and she's a really good cow. We have had a shockingly good week. She's been great.
She loves
It's worth.
it. See how she waves her tail? She loves to be scratched back here. She says, ooh, that feels good. I'll stay a little longer if you scratch me there. I love this cow.
She gets that face.
Tail goes up,
She'll never move.
ears go back.
We're gonna take a look back today and then a look forward. Just at the life of Ladybug. We're gonna celebrate it and that'll be that. And then it'll be over. Ladybug's story here on Homesteady. I was thinking about, as we're getting ready to shoot this video, how afraid I used to be of Ladybug. She used to scare me. The day she arrived, it was a frightening thing to have such a large animal on the farm.
Yeah, you had never been around large livestock.
No, the biggest thing I'd been around was our pigs, and none of them were breeders, so they were pretty small. And I remember just how, for so long, I'm talking years, I was kind of worried or intimidated by Ladybug. She's a mid-sized Jersey, which is a perfect size for our homestead. She'll give enough milk for our family with plenty of extra to use to feed the pigs, give to the chickens, use in the garden, make cheese with. Endless possibilities of how we can use the milk here. But she's not too large of a cow where it's harder for us to use her, harder to handle. And now I just look at Ladybug like the grandma of the farm. She's one of the animals we've had the longest. Is she?
Yes. Yeah. I think
Farm
our
animal-wise?
son's chickens may be a year older.
Yeah.
But she is, yeah, she is the grandma of the farm. She's a little suspicious, kind of nosy.
Cranky at times.
Cranky, yeah. Doesn't want her routines disturbed, but also she'll feed any calf.
Yeah.
Anybody who comes up to the milk bar, she'll feed.
And she's fed us for years. She's fed our kids and us all kinds of wonderful things. She's fed us amazing raw milk, yogurt, ice cream.
That's about 3/4 of a gallon today, with the calf just having eaten. That's perfect for us. And I'll be making yogurt with some of the other stuff. And this is how we've been separating our cream. I don't know if you can tell on camera where the cream line is, but it's about right here. So that's a good inch of cream that we can put off. Ooh, look at that. So thick.
Stop it, stop it. He won't hurt he's really lost.
Comes out like already. Look how thick that is.
And like most grandmas, maybe not all of them, but most of them, her bark is worse than her bite. She wouldn't hurt a fly. Well, she'd hurt some flies. She's out there whipping them with her tail right now. But she was a great first large animal to come onto the homestead here, for us to learn how to be around bigger animals. And yeah, she's changed our farm so much from the first day that she got here.
We had Ladybug brought up from a farm in Virginia. She was blind in one eye from calfhood, where she got pink eye. That was something I was a little concerned about. I did have experience with larger animals though, so I figured as long as we keep her in an environment that she's familiar with, she should be okay to get by with one eye. And honestly, it's never something you hardly think about, right?
Yeah,
I always just think about her when she's swatting flies, because she won't know you're standing there and she'll go with her head to swat a fly and she'll whack you. But she never acts maliciously because she can't see it out of that eye. And she settled into our farm in Connecticut very quickly. Even though she was an only cow for a little bit until she had her calf there, she was pretty comfortable. I had been dreaming of dairy since we started our homestead up there.
I had not.
And so I tried to get goats to help alleviate that, but I was kind of constantly disappointed by goats' milk and milking goats. So it didn't help.
Goats, period.
Yeah, it didn't help. I still wanted to get milk and cream. That's why I got Ladybug. We were really eager for her to freshen on our farm. We got her in May, and she ended up freshening in November. So it gave us time for her to settle in. We all got a routine, and then kept checking her. The kids were laughing because on my photo stream that comes up on the screensaver, it's a lot of pictures of cow butts. Cow butt, because those were the days where we were watching that cow butt, seeing the changes that were happening. Ladybugs, until she calved. And then the day came and we were like, okay, today's the day we're gonna have a calf.
All right, we're getting really close here. The water sack's passed. We're seeing milk come out. Gonna be a calf here soon. Yeah, one of our nicest homesteading memories we've ever had was everybody sitting outside. It was this beautiful day in November. We had great weather, and the Ladybug's birth of Luna went perfectly. We all were sitting out there watching the whole thing happen. The kids got to see every step of the way. And that's one of those memories I'll never forget my whole life. I'll keep that with me.
Mommy, yeah.
There it is. It's breathing, folks.
It's alive.
It's breathing.
Good girl, Ladybug. Should I clear its mouth?
Yeah. It's a girl.
And then we were thrown into the fire of milking. Actually milking a cow. We started right away milking her. So we got through the pooping and the peeing and the stanchion and the kind of shifty when her food would run out.
In addition to the fighting of the kicking and the pooping and all that, there was the stanchion. It's a beautiful snowy morning today on the homestead, and figured we'd show you while the morning milking was going on, our new stanchion. Let me show you what we did in this video. Oh, that was money, Ladybug. Remember?
Oh yeah, you had to rush
Stanchion
and make
number
that.
1, my first head gate that didn't work. There was no side. You needed a side, so I built a side. And then this year we needed to build a stanchion for our cow, and I decided it was going to be a gift to Kay for our anniversary, 9 years this year. But it was a challenging build because the barn is very small. We couldn't build a free standalone stanchion. So the stanchion is made up of 3 parts: the head gate, the sides, and then the manger in the front. And you couldn't work around that, and finally after like 2 or 3 or 4 redos, I had a stanchion that worked for you. Still not the nice one that we built for this farm, but
it was something.
It worked.
Still there in that barn.
Yeah.
It's built-in stanchion. There were those days where you just get so far, and then she'd stomp a foot in the bucket. And you'd be, oh, so, all right, dump this one out, give it to the dog. And then when you're sitting down beside a cow, like reaching up under her and moving those feet, you realize how much power there is. Even a small cow is strong.
I never ever wanted to milk ever. But of course, early on, there was a sick day where I had to go out and do some milking, and Kay threw her back out. I'm sure thanks to the move. So guess who's going to milk the cow tonight? Get my gloves on here. Go 90s on you. Last time I did this, she kicked the bucket and I lost a lot of milk. That's always pretty frustrating. Ladybug's back teats are very small, so we have to do what's called strip milking. That just hurts the hands, man. I take longer than Kay does. So to keep Ladybug busy, I'm gonna give her a little bit more food. And just like realizing, man, how much hand strength this takes and how much endurance and time. It was having a dairy cow has been a huge learning curve. I'm like 300% sure I've put that halter on completely wrong. I feel bad for her, it's like getting in her face. But again, we're doing as best we can. Come on. Nope. And
fortunately, she's been healthy. We've never had mastitis with her, never had slow filtering milk with her. She's been a great mom. She takes her calves, no problem, takes other calves, no problem. We've been very fortunate because it could have gone a lot worse, never having had a cow or milked a cow. I've seen and heard from a lot of people who've had really bad cows to start with. We didn't. We had a wonderful cow to start with.
No, it's been right up until this year and the events that happened this year, pretty much everything has gone, you know, with some learning curve that you expect in any new hobby or any new endeavor in life. It's gone pretty smooth. And Ladybug's provided a great amount of milk for us, a great product. Her milk is it was always sweet, delicious milk. That was something with the goats. Sometimes we'd have a goat with sour milk and bad tasting milk, and man, you got a cup of Ladybug's milk and it was always just
good,
delicious.
Just good.
Yeah.
She lived with us in our homestead in Connecticut until we decided to move down here. There wasn't a question of whether we were going to sell her or move her with us because she was such a good cow. Of course she was coming with us, her and Luna. Made the trek and the journey. She hopped into that trailer, no problem, and the whole drive down, never an issue with her.
The drive was pretty not eventful.
Just long.
It was so long, so much traffic. We've never trailered livestock.
No.
Well, we've trailered like pigs to the butcher 5 minutes away, but
Yeah,
we've never.
or goats, but never something as big as a cow.
Yeah, a cow in a livestock trailer. So that was a total unknown, but it went really smooth. We stopped for a break. We've watered everybody and made sure everybody was okay.
Unloading of the animals went so easily, and I was a little anxious about unloading Ladybug because I've never done that before in a strange place. I didn't know how she was going to react. She was great. So calm.
Another memory I'll never forget is stopping at Panera on a road trip and getting all the family their snacks, their drinks. Got to get the cow some water. Got to feed the cow her snacks.
Never pictured yourself doing that.
Cow road trip. That was a first for homesteading, and it's been real. The 2 years that she's been here in PA, she's had a good life out on PA pasture.
I look at the two, Luna and Ladybug. Ladybug's very just matter of fact. She's like, call her a no-nonsense cow. Luna's a bit of a diva.
Oh yeah.
The Ladybug, no nonsense, easy.
You know, she wasn't a first-time freshener when we got her. She already had the routine. And one of the lessons we learned, and I think we've shared a lot through this channel, is that is a good thing to do. Don't start with a calf. Starting with a cow that already has learned the ropes.
Yeah, is preferably bred back. She's been trained to milk. Even though at first time you have her freshening will be new for you. And she may dance a little bit, give you a little hard time with all those new hormones, but they'll settle into their routine pretty quickly. And she taught us a lot. In a good way, not like a terrible way.
Well,
until now.
Until now.
Yeah. So I've learned the cows will, at least my cows, love to stand and be scratched. They're very calming animals. This is something Austin always says, cows versus goats. Cows will they've got their routine, they know their people, and if you come out, you're having a bad day, you're feeling stressful, you just scratch your cow, you can immediately just, he never said that about goats. I found them to be one of the most gratifying animals to have on the homestead. The product is fantastic, and the journey with them is pretty phenomenal too. Get them, the time you spend getting them bred, to waiting for the calving, and then that relationship you have milking where they trust you and they'll let down milk for you. They trust you to handle their babies and to do any maintenance, medical things you need to do.
You always wanted to be a vet, right?
I did. I dreamed of being a vet when I was younger, but especially a large animal vet. So this is kind of my chance to have my own vetting.
And you've also mentioned that you wanted to be a you thought the idea of being a midwife would be cool.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like,
This is a combination of two things I would love to do someday. Being a vet and a midwife. But yeah, that excitement of when calves are coming. It's a very emotionally fulfilling journey that we've had.
I think that's super unique to cows. Not just cows, but like not every homestead animal would you say emotionally fulfilling.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some that's
pigs.
like, right, yeah, I would not call feeder pigs emotionally fulfilling.
We're not on a 500 head dairy, which means we get attached to our dairy girls. And there's a dairy farmer we had dealings with, and I'm sure he wouldn't be out here making a video if he had one cow that was sick that he had to kill. But it's easy to get attached when you're one-on-one every day with your one dairy cow, your one family milk cow. That means we are pretty attached, and
You can't go home. But you can find another shelter you can call your own.
If you work with animals, whatever it is, dogs, cows, you form a bond. I know with me, I've lost dogs that I've worked with and trained and loved, and yeah, it's a different thing. And yeah, if you've experienced it, you know it, and if you haven't, you can understand if you think about some other sad loss, but
Cause death is gonna
Yep.
get you like it's gonna get me. Run, run, just run, run to the edge, unbroken. Run, 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 run to the edge, unbroken.
yeah, we really wanted to try to just make this video about really kind of celebrating.
we don't want it to be a sad video.
We have a lot of sad videos on our channel because homesteading creates sad events. When you grow attached to an animal, you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah, I was telling one of our camel people about what's happening, and they said, wow, you've got as bad of luck as I do. I was thinking, like, it's not specific, I think, to individual people. It's
Yeah.
more like just farming.
When you bring an animal into your life, one day that animal is going to break your heart if it's the kind of animal you get attached to, right? And this video, we really wanted to focus on like the legacy, Ladybug's legacy, because while we're going to miss her, and so is a lot of people in the audience, so many of our lives have been changed because of Ladybug. I know for me, my life has been changed in big time. For years, I would not stand in front of her like this making a video. I'd be on the other side of the fence because I'd be afraid she was gonna ram me and smush me. This is Ladybug. She's our Jersey. Little, kid who grew up in town, never had any large animals. Kind of had a fear there, but I'm not afraid of livestock anymore. I'm so much more calm, and Ladybug was a big part of that. And we know that so many of you have been inspired and your lives have been changed. Some have actually got family milk cows because of Ladybug. We asked you in a previous video if you were inspired by Ladybug to send us an email or an Instagram post or video, something to tell your story. And here is a sample of all the messages we got. They were so incredible. We were so grateful to receive these. We'll start at the top. Nicole, who used to be a city slicker, her words, not mine. She says, when we started, we were city slickers with a garden and a backyard flock of chickens. Fast forward to today, and we have at least one of everything that walks on 2 or 4 legs. I dreamed of adding a family milk cow for years, but I was intimidated about adding large livestock around our young kids. During that time, I found your YouTube channel and I fell in love with Ladybug and the idea of mini jerseys, which I hadn't even known existed before. I remember watching the video of Luna being born and was just mesmerized. From that point on, I've never missed a single highlight of Ladybug's life on the channel. She's taught me so much of what I know about cows, and for that I will always remember Ladybug. She says, you guys did such an incredible job of sharing your journey and cultivating your stewardship that I felt empowered to take the leap myself. After a lot of searching, I'm proud to share that we added our own pair of mini jerseys to the homestead this year, and it's been nothing short of marvelous. I wouldn't have had the courage to take the plunge without being moved by Ladybug's gentle nature and her story on your homestead. Here's a picture of Piper, our first mini jersey. The entire homesteading community will mourn Ladybug's loss along with you. That was such a nice letter from Nicole.
Sarah drew a beautiful picture to share of Ladybug, and she wrote, "You're both doing a fantastic job with all of your update videos regarding her condition and your plans to move forward. You continue to be an inspiration, and I wish you all the best in your future plans. And I believe in you guys. Stay strong."
Claudia wrote us and suggested playing some music for Ladybug during her last days. Some Elvis Presley is what her cows seem to like. Josh, who is planning a future homestead dairy operation one day, writes, "We became more serious and started implementing our homestead while watching the Homesteady channel. After learning from my research and seeing your experience with Ladybug, when we get enough land to have one, we are likely going with a mini jersey." I like this part. Josh adds, "Yonis has not deterred me from wanting a family cow, and what has happened with Ladybug has fueled more research. While it sucks that she has it, I hope that it inspired more people to learn and make the effort to mitigate the disease, and I hope to learn more from you about good active management. All the best, Josh." From Kareth Akers.
Demetrius writes to Ladybug and thanks her. "Ladybug, my dear, thank you for being an inspiration. I've learned so much watching you and your human's journey. I was excited to see your arrival at Squash Hollow Farm and watching your daughter's birth not long after. It truly saddened me to learn of your illness. I always try to find a silver lining even in hard times, and that's even in your twilight, you're teaching dreamers like me. Rest easy, Ladybug."
John told us of his journey out of the city. He says, "When I found your YouTube channel, at first I really had zero interest in living on a farm or homestead. I didn't even know what a homestead was, but I kept watching. In August 2018, John writes, we sold our home in the city and moved an hour north. I bought a house with just under 4 acres. My kids are breathing clean air, learning the value in hard work, and are surrounded by good people. This is what you and your family, including Ladybug, have inspired. Even now, when I get to watch your videos, I still am inspired to continue to expand my little starting homestead, and maybe, just maybe, in the future I might be milking a cow on my own property."
Emily has a Ladybug namesake on her farm. "When one of our cows had her calf 2 weeks ago, my oldest child got to name it. He was set on Ladybug. All that time watching your videos, and I didn't think my 4-year-old was paying any attention. However, after the calf got up and we could get a better look, we found out it was a bull. He still wanted to name it Ladybug though. After some negotiation, we settled on Bug. Thank you for all you do to inspire and educate people about homesteading. I really appreciate what you do and how real you are with the good and the bad."
Watching our life with our animals out in the country led Austin to begin his own journey into homesteading. He says, "My family is about to put an offer down on a 6-acre fixer-upper to start our own homestead, in large part to you. I hope your dream stays bright, and I wish happiness and success for your family, particularly in these times, and thanks for creating a dream in this family. Austin from Illinois." Speaking of dreams, Jim shared a nice quote. He made a beautiful picture for Ladybug, and he said, "If it's your dream, don't let it scare you." Fallon also shared some beautiful artwork with us. Some sent videos. We have a nice video of Accountant Mike's daughter.
Ladybug wanted to have one.
Ladybug was the first cow she ever saw. There were a few other videos sent to us. Dave shared a short video with us. Dave's been watching and listening to the podcast since like day 2.
Hey us, Kay and family, this is David from East Tennessee. I just want to say a few things about Ladybug. She will be missed, and I enjoy the videos with her and the cows, and so does my little daughter. And we have watched each video with the camels and the cows, and Ladybug was her favorite. I'm not going to tell her what happens, but for us, Ladybug means opportunity and to do things that we never thought that we would do. And I just want to share that with you guys, and thank you guys for being open and transparent.
Dakota sent a very nice message to us and to Ladybug.
Hey Homesteady, Dakota from Guardian Grove here to say a big thank you for Miss Ladybug and you guys sharing her amazing journey with us all. We're so very grateful for her and thankful for her, because if it wasn't for Ladybug, we would have never known about mid-size and miniature dairy jerseys, and we would have never known about A2 milk. Because of Ladybug, we were able to take the new knowledge of A2 milk, speak to my youngest daughter's pediatrician, and we were able to run some more tests, trial and error, and we found out with her digestive sensitivity, she's got a milk sensitivity and can actually only drink A2 milk. So thank you, Ladybug. Ladybug has inspired us to go on a journey to find our own mid-size miniature jersey, to be able to have our own milk producer on our homestead, to have fresh milk for my youngest as well as the rest of the family. So again, we're so thankful and grateful. Thank you, Ladybug, and thank you, Homesteady, again for sharing her journey with us all.
A lot of people have learned a lot from Ladybug. Wendy wrote, so Ladybug, she says, taught her a lot, but one of the things she mentions taught me the difference between a meat cow and a dairy cow body type and what that difference really meant. So something Wendy appreciated Ladybug did for her. Cindy not only learned about cows, but just dove into cows as a passion headlong. She says, I've started a collection of cow items, and I've included a couple pictures of my cow corner. I'm so sorry that you all have to make these hard decisions, and I find comfort in knowing how loved Ladybug was and will be forever. Thank you, Cynthia. Alyssa shares some very cool artwork her mom did, and she writes, I'm so sorry to have heard about poor Ladybug. You are my very first YouTube subscription. Know those of us in your extended herd are here to support. Ragnhild writes, I've dreamt about having my own cows all my adult life. She says being with cows is good for the soul. She goes on to say, I'm sorry for your loss, but so happy for all your gains, and thankful for the bits of it that trickled down on me all the way over in Norway. Jack wrote, we're so sorry to hear about Ladybug. She's really a great cow, and I'm glad you're honoring her life in such a great way. The Davies Do Donnybrook on Instagram shared a wonderful Instagram post about family cows. They said, this post is to say thanks to Homesteady Show and their gorgeous milking cow Ladybug. Their videos helped me be brave enough to take on the house cow I'd always wanted, and now their gorgeous Ladybug is sick and they have to say goodbye. Thanks so much, guys. # for Ladybug. And then there's of course a crying face. Paige tells us how a whole classroom benefited from Ladybug's videos. She says the first time I watched a Homesteady vid was after searching online for videos of cow milking for my classroom. She showed the videos. Some of her students were embarrassed by the word teat. She teaches science to kids grades 6 through 12 in a small school for students who have severe learning challenges. She says that lesson on dairy farming began a quarter of animal and agricultural food science that took us through the end of the school year. Ladybug has always been my fave. Miss that doe-eyed beauty, Peg. We had so many messages. I'm sorry if I missed any of them. We tried to read each and every one that was sent to us. Thank you so much for sending all of those messages. If I did happen to miss yours, I really do apologize. We tried to find them all in our different email inboxes and through the different social media posts. Thank you so much. They meant a lot. Every day getting those in our inbox and reading them helped us through this challenging time. That was our look back at the life of Ladybug and how it affected us and you. In the next part of this video, which is going to come out tomorrow, we're going to look forward and we're going to say goodbye. So stay tuned for that.